What's going on, good people? Nature Boy checking back in. Big Nature, just for the folks who don't know. Now, we just resurfaced an old video from 2020 that I found in my Google Drive that I never uploaded. It showed the beginning stages of our farmstead and our community. In that video, I talk about community a little bit more. Doing the update, we never did a walkthrough of our property. And in light of our big change that we want to present to everybody, we're going to just take you on a quick little walkthrough about. So before I even go any further with this update, this 5-year update, I want to just say that a lot of things have grown, right? Internally, externally, and so that community that this space was always designed for, Seals Family Farm, and that nurturing aptitude and skill sharing, we put a name to it. We call it Collectively Sustainable. So that's our grassroots organization, and we have locked arms with other growers, bakers, and makers in the area. And our objective is not only to support each other by using an app that we created called Farm Fresh 24/7, free to download, free to post on, but it's also to skill share, right? And it's to basically assist each other with learning new things. And that again is our big story. So again, 5 years ago, we were looking at doing things alone. We were really breaking ground alone. We were doing a lot of this stuff alone. We were looking for the community. And now that we have it, we've even grown in concept. And again, I'm going to dive into it today. But again, Collectively Sustainable is our grassroots organization. We have lighthouses that's our community members who are education specialists or subject matter experts in any capacity. And then we have our stewardship center. And the stewardship center is what we are in right now. We are the first one. We're the prototype. And again, this is just the 5-year, you know what I mean, understanding of what we've been doing. So I'm going to start over here, right, with the rabbit area, if you all remember, or excuse me, pallet wood area, if you all remember. We still do the same framework, pallet wood beds. This is again to show people that, you know, going to grow your food, that you don't have to break the bank. These pallet wood beds really survive probably like 3.5. You can get a good 4 years out of them if you treat them well. I don't treat them like anything, and they do tear up in about 2.5, 3 years. But it's cool because each bed only costs me about $7, right? So it's no stress. And if I get the pallet off the street, it's free, right? So again, that's kind of the model we still encourage, and this is kind of where we anchor that down as far as just being resourceful and grabbing things. So the rabbits changed a little bit. I know in the video, I think I did the rabbits last, but the rabbits changed, and we have American chinchilla now, and we're not going to get into all the details of them, but we use them mainly for their manure. Secondly, it's going to be for agricultural therapy. So we allow these rabbits get pet on and picked up and kind of just, you know, introducing husbandry into the concepts. But yes, we're a homestead, and they gonna get blended up at the end of the day, respectfully. But the hide is another thing. So meat and the hide. So these chinchillas get about 14 pounds. We're expecting to get a good yield from them. Haven't dealt with them yet as far as processing, but they're wonderful additions to our homestead and our sustainability. So now we're going to venture forward where we used to have the buckets. All right, so in the video, you all might remember this area had a lot of buckets. We started with these same green buckets that are right here, still hanging on strong for the most part. But yeah, we had the buckets over here, and our whole implementation of the bucket garden was, as beginner gardeners, it's good to start in buckets so you know where to place your buckets. Of course, we have evolved as far as our understanding of our landscape and actually stewarding the land. So we switched this to more of our root crop area. And so this again is built in a design model, reclaiming wood. These are pickets from an old fence that somebody actually paid me to pick up. And I show the community that we can reuse these things and make very good beds. And again, so this is a different space. Again, this wall of greenery are elderberry trees. Again, with our evolution, we carved out our own path. And along with the educational aptitude, we also offer a resource to our community as well. So The elderberry trees are our main crop. That's one of the main three that we have here on the farm. And we are indeed an elderberry farm. So that's kind of another situation. I want you all to see this pallet, again, made by one of our community members, Toolman Tim. That is, again, a part of that collectively sustainable framework. We bartered for that pallet in exchange for some items or some space to garden in. That was a couple years ago, but I just want to throw that in there too. That's, again, pallet wood. That system of pallet wood is going to be very much seen throughout our farm. So the biggest part that I want to unveil that nobody really got to see because it was nothing here. So again, this is 5 years in. This is how we've been transforming the space. And we were big on food forestry or agroforestry, permaculture designs, indigenous gardening methods. And what we're doing now is agroforestry. And we've partnered, I ain't gonna say partners, but we've been getting loads of mulch dropped. And this was butt naked. We had a pile of mulch right there, and we have transformed this area into our educational space of a food forest, right? So keep on coming. This is our food forest. We got some decor, some of the kids from programs made years ago, our little fairy house. Before we get into the food forest, we built this micro cabin. So a lot of people in the area are talking about living off grid, talking about living sustainably. And here in Atlanta, again, just as true as our educational center sprung up out of necessity, we felt that it was necessary for us to figure out how to bridge that gap, how to have something concrete that people could really be immersed in so they can know what the life feels like. So we built these micro cabins with just that in mind. And we got our water catchment, we got our water filtration. This hose doubles as our irrigation hose for the garden sometimes, but we plug it back up right here. Propane. We have a tankless water heater. So tankless water heater. We got the shower in there. So again, just mimicking that off-grid area. We have a composting toilet. Also, again, educational, right? And the composting toilet comes out and it goes over here. Try a little area. This is for the gray water. The gray water comes out here, and we're going to fill this back up with some plant matter. We usually have banana trees over here just for the scenery. But again, that's a big part of it as well. And then we have our living area right here. Again, just to mimic a tiny cabin of some sort. Pallet wood, again, is used for the doors. These little shutters. So this, again, is our educational space to really just give people an honest opportunity to know what it feels like to live in a small space, to be mindful and conscientious of your consumption of water, and then lastly, to come out in the morning and kind of work the land and be here and present in the space. So this is the big reveal. After 5 years, this is our food forest. It's thriving. Again, in this video is going to be concise. If y'all have any questions, definitely add them to the chat. If you want any explanations of anything, let me know. Solar panel right there, mini solar panel. That's something that we use to run the diaphragm pump for the shower. And that's basically the only function of it. But if I do need ancillary power, I use that sometimes when I have to go up the driveway. But again, we have tomatoes over here again. The premise is the reused material. And then around these beds, we got blueberry bushes. We got some azaleas. We got a pomegranate tree. And then you see just split wood around it. So we actually are using every opportunity to kind of use and reuse materials that are out here and they're free. So this is, again, our educational space where we show permaculture design or indigenous gardening methods. And, you know, add a little CDs in here for some flair, for some cultural value. Don't catch up to that, please. Just so jokers know when they come in, we in this thing. So again, this is our food forest. Again, something that's been a labor of love. Again, like I said in the video prior, this is 5 years growth. You can't rush it. It really just has to be a process on nature's time. And so we really feel good. We got a lot of medicinal plants in here. We got marshmallow, right? We have serviceberry. We got raspberries, strawberries, another pomegranate tree. We have blackberries, blueberries, yarrow, blue vervain. I mean, the list can go on and on and on. This is a beautiful space. This is my favorite space. Again, this is what I was so excited about. And if you scroll down, move, you see the beds. They're still made of the chopped lumber. No, the split wood. The beds are still standing strong. You know, there's some weeds in there, but they're still standing strong. The split wood is still here. And again, our educational design, we also have a lot of placards around. So when people come, we can explain by literally showing them a visualization of what we're presenting as a solution to, you know, sustainability and stewardship. And lastly, I'm sorry, let's go back this way. Also, our solar panels. So I built this myself. After I built the small one, I really figured out how to do the wiring, and I was kind of empowered enough to build this one. As you can see, it did get damaged. They still rolling though. We still thugging. We about to cut this tree down, but it's dropping branches and it did get damaged, unfortunately. But solar panel is another way. So that solar unit goes straight to the micro cabins, and we power the micro cabins from there. That's the concept. Most of the time we're using this to pump water and to do things out here as far as like just needing power. But it was something that I wanted to learn so I can bring it to the community anyway, because again, we're looking for sustainability, and green energy is the best energy that we know of right now. So this is the food forest. So another thing I like to add, I'm not going to go all the way over there, but we have our outdoor kitchen and outdoor education space. Again, with stewardship centers, we're saying that we don't need buildings to teach each other. We just need the space. And so that's what we're presenting here, is just our space and offering it to the community. So that's our outdoor kitchen area. We have another composting toilet, and we have a worm farm over there. And then this big green tent. Again, we have a down tree. We've been having bad storms, so we got some tree work that we gotta get done. So we just showing y'all the real story. This ain't nothing that we trying to dress up to show y'all in fake life. This is real life, not real life. You know what I mean? This big green, this is a GP medium. It has 40 cots in there. And what we also are instilling in our community members, in our community at large, is just that we have the helping hand that we need is at the end of our own sleeves, and we have to be prepared for our own safety net. We can't keep relying on other people. So aside from just food production, we're also in emergency preparedness mode, right? So we're learning about radios, we're learning about emergency medical aid, we're learning about you know, being able to use a map and walk the distance and be able to hike and shoot your azimuth. We're going to the range literally. And then again, if something was to happen, we have space to house people temporarily. We're collecting water, and we can purify our own water. We're storing food. We went and bought this the biggest harvest right, so we can freeze dry our own food. And inside we do have food to feed the community that we can maintain, but just to throw that in there. So this is not just a space for learning about agriculture. This is a space to build community with agriculture at the center. All right, this is our our in-ground area. This is another addition throughout the 5 years. We recognize as first-time farmers and first-time homesteaders. We thought that we could not grow in the Georgia clay, and we found that to be untrue. And actually, that Georgia clay is very mineral rich, nutrient dense. It's just, you got to know how to work it. So we learned the double dig method, and this is another way to show our community that you can grow in ground. This is the most economically impactful. It just takes some sweat equity. So this is our in-ground area. Again, we have our mandala circle over there, just something for beauty. And again, we had our food forest and our raised beds. And now we're going to venture over to our container garden. These are our muscadines. We have muscadine vines going around. Please catch this CD too. This is a big deal. This is an inspiration for a lot of who I am today, this group and this CD particularly. Shout out to the Goody Mo Beat. Goody Mo, come pull up on the player, man. I'm on the south side. We have our quail hutch as well. So we teach about basically animal husbandry through the quails. Again, the pallet wood is the design of choice because it's replicable, but we teach how you can have quail in an area that may not allow you to have a laying bird. So if you got some nosy neighbors or HOA that won't allow you to have access to fresh meat and eggs, quail are a good way to go because they're quiet, very quiet. So little to nobody can really hear them. So you'll be able to fly under the radar. You'll be breaking the rules, but that's what we got to do sometimes. All right, so this is our container garden area. Again, we flipped it from over there. We realized that this is the best area for them. We have our peppers in buckets. Shout out to Florida Fish Pepper Co. for my our Haitian fish pepper. We got some of those coming in. So this is our, again, container gardening area. Used to be our tomato area. So anything with high heat we put over here. We show our community also how to make their own fertilizer. So these banana trees are not just for decor. This is actually how we pull the potassium out. We got a couple of videos on that already, but these barrels, whenever you see these are our actual fertilizer barrels. We actually take the wild rice and extract the lactobacillus from it, and we make our own fertilizer. And again, that's something in service to the community. This was on the video, y'all saw logs. This is our greenhouse. Now, it has been up for 5 years. It's been up for a minute, so it's indeed due for an update. But this is something that I built and I'm very proud of because I never considered myself to be a carpenter. And especially 5 years ago, I didn't know what I was doing. So this build is a testament to just grit and really wanting to get after it. Because a lot of people make excuses and I'm saying, look, you talking to the person who had the same hand dealt. Pallets again, free. Most of the wood is crafted together, is not done correctly, but this thing been up for 5 years and we could have still been counting, but a tornado came. Same one's been knocking down the trees. It took half of the wall, but we did manage to build it out to where it still serves as a resource. We show how we can manipulate the environment by adding thermal mass induction heating. We teach about orientation, how important it is for you to absorb as much natural materials or energies as possible. And again, just in here, we have tomatoes and peppers and things like that. But this area is more so our safety net. So we lost our crops a couple of years ago in the wintertime, horrible winter storm. So this is where we really have a lot of our safety net in the wintertime. We'll grow a lot of leafy greens, a lot of cabbages in here, just so we can have something assured for just in case, right? We have our solar dehydrator that we built. This is again something that we built just again to make sure we're taking advantage of the sunlight coming in. Again, orientation is key, and this thing works pretty cool. If y'all want another video about this, let me know. But we basically built this because we started getting larger yields. So the more and more we started dealing with the soil health and getting our soil up to speed, we started getting larger yields. And this is just basically something I got off Amazon, but I'm gonna go in and make shelving. I've probably been supposed to be making shelving for like 4 years now. Maybe I get around to it though. But we were supposed to make shelving so we could slide it all the way out. But this is a wonderful addition because again, as we do start to increase in yield and understanding native vegetation and the medicinal power of thistle and nettle and dandelion, we can throw those things in here and feel really good because it's no cost, it's no power, right? And over here in the video, I believe we had goats at that time. Major mistake on our end. Goats are cool if you don't mind them getting out of things, if you don't mind them going where they want to go, because they're going to get out, that's for sure. So we had to recalibrate, and we realized we were making a huge mistake by getting goats. Number one, goats like to eat high, and we wanted to get the goats to eat low to keep our grass maintained. So we made a huge error and corrected it. And you hear my buddies coming up, blue and black. We have cattle sheep. Cattle sheep are what we have. These are hair sheep, and they are, again, an addition for us because they keep the grass nice and low for us. But again, our animals are very functional. I like to have things serving at least two purposes. So one, these are our natural yard keepers, but then also when it's time to process, we're going to get about 60 to 65 pounds of good lean meat out of our sheep that we pour into and adore every day and really take care of them. But yes, they serve a purpose. And yeah, this is blue and black. And in the back, we're not going to really pan in there, but we have another orchard back here that we installed. We have meat birds and a meat tractor. And then you don't see our dogs, but we have some livestock gardening dogs, Taz and Biggs, so they're right there, but they staying out the heat. But also notice, again, Pilotwood Design. All right, Tim the Tool Man built this, our community member, as a bartering mechanism. So shout out to Tim. And then here we are. We're not going to go too far, but I don't know if you remember this area in the video, but we have our fig trees that we talked about. We also uncovered that this property had mulberry trees by the boatload. So we really have just been, again, stewarding the land, learning about the natural things that are already growing, like muscadines, like mulberries. And these trees are usually loaded with fruits. We have elderberry trees at the very back with our chickens in the back. And so, yeah, again, this is our way to really take, to be the change, to really take things in our own hands. So again, we formulated a little bit more crispy 5 years in. We not only have a community that's thriving, we have order, we have educational spaces, right? And then we also have the app Farm Fresh 24/7. So again, as people come in to learn, we're saying we're teaching the men how to fish. We're teaching the families how to fish for themselves. That's the adage. I don't want to be the farmer to feed you. It's not going to happen, right? We need to all play a part in our food system. That's what Collectively Sustainable is about. So as we empower our community to become prosumers, right, producers and consumers, and we empower them to be bread makers, soap makers, seed savers, compost grow, you know, we inspire them to get involved in the food system. They can jump on the Farm Fresh 24/7 for free and make some posts. They can start to connect with people in the area and say, hey, I just learned how to make buttermilk biscuits. I'll swap it out for some tomatoes that you probably are sick of by now, right? So it's just really utilizing each other as our best resource. So I appreciate y'all sticking for this update 5 years in. And again, if you want more information on a particular implement, definitely reach out. I'll do another video. But if you all want more information on our organization and you want to maybe even bring it to your city, collectivelysustainable.org. It's a grassroots movement. Basically, all the money that comes in is distributed back within the community through the stewardship centers. So we're funding our own educational facilities, right? So this is a wonderful way to add in that intentional aspect of intentional spending, and then literally that intentional aspect of, hey, we're going to save ourselves, right? And I'm going to play a part in it some way. So if you can only become a member as an act of paying $5 a month, that's well respected. If you want to get involved a little bit more, we have framework and courses on Collectively Sustainable, our community app. And then lastly, if you want to make a donation to our actual physical stewardship center, personally, Seals Family Farm, definitely reach out to us on sealsfamilyfarm.com. And we also have a fiscal sponsor. So if you want to donate a little bit more, we do have somebody who can add the money in and still give you that tax deductible receipt. So looking forward to seeing y'all on the front lines, man. Nature Boy, Big Nature.